speaking the facts on current events, family, and finances.
So be sure to log on each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. to catch Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR.
Tune in.
Hey.
What's up? It is Wednesday again. Time for Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. And of course, I am JR, father of JR, and this is daughter Charlie.
Me and Pops.
Yep. So how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Just came from a dinner, which was nice. And there's a restaurant called Lord, because I'm trying to tell y'all what it's called. I can't remember. It's called Neighborhood Adventures or Neighborhood Actions. I'll have to look it up. It was in Addison.
Oh, okay.
It was a little different menu. It was nice, so good.
No, I'm gonna get the jab in first. You know that when you forget, it's a sign of age.
It means you're old.
and
I was just there, and it was called Neighborhood Services. Lord, okay, that's what it's called. So it seems like Neighborhood Services would be maybe like a nonprofit, a food bank. No, I'm teasing. But Neighborhood Services is a restaurant in Addison. The menu was good. I had blackened redfish with a voodoo sauce, which was pretty decent.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'm not going to turn into a pumpkin or anything.
Nah.
Yeah, okay.
See, when you call me old, I remember the name. Just that quick.
Yep.
Like clockwork. I ain't that old.
Yeah, I'm going to say you should have told me you had voodoo sauce before I called you old. See?
Right.
So anyway, we like I said, we are back, and we are also AKA the Fly Guy and the Fly Girls, and I am the Fly Guy. Don't call it a comeback because I have been fly.
That's right.
To my right, we got Fly Money over here, and behind the scenes making it work, we got our producer Kim, AKA This Shit's Fly. What's up, Kim?
What's up? That was like a real low key what's up, she barely hears.
Yeah. We
the hype Kim. Let's hear the fun.
Yeah, let's hear the fun Kim. Oh, she's
fun Kim's at home, and the Kim that's here is eating chicken.
That's right. Which should be fun. So I don't know, So anyway, we're gonna do our follow up to music then and now.
Right.
So for you music aficionados out there, or people who's just trying to find their groove, maybe we can help you do that.
Right.
And to help me, to help us, not just me,
right?
To help the old person on my right and the young person on her left.
That's right.
To help us talk about this, we got Gabe in the house, who's on the knobs and faders, and of course he is our guest tonight. What's up, Gabe?
How's it going?
Love
How y'all feeling?
Love it.
Man, we are doing good. You are doing good. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for this.
I'm glad you are. Before we get to the music, though, Gabe, did you know that Juan JR, aka JR, bought a house a couple of weeks ago?
I did. I heard.
Yeah. And he's like decorating the house. You want to share how you feel? Like you, I have a funny story, y'all. So me and my dad are on a thread together. And they sent over the pictures of the painting and stainings of the home that he purchased. And he called me. He said, "Is this my
house?" Yes, I did.
And I said, "Yeah." He didn't recognize it.
So of course for the Facebook and the TikTok and everybody else world. Now you guys know that I can't do anything in front of my daughter because she's gonna tell the world.
I'm gonna tell the world. Yeah, that tickled me. He was like, I saw them pictures. He didn't recognize it because part of what you got was the home being painted.
Yeah.
And so and then he also got a chance to stain the cabinets. And so it looks completely different.
Yes, it
does.
Looks
like a completely different house. What a difference a coat of paint can make. The same thing be said about makeup too, right?
Yeah, I go
say. You wear a whole bunch of makeup. That's between you and your face, right? But a little paint goes a long way.
Yeah. So and thanks to my realtor here. Oh, and speaking of realtor, real quick, this is her book. It is Complete Guide to Buying a Home. So especially for first-time home buyers. First-time home buyers. So if there's any first-time home buyers out there, how can they reach you?
They can reach me by calling 214-738-4913. Or they can go to my website, wealthnow.com, and there's lots of down payment assistance out there. Rates right now with down payment assistance are as low as 5.625. So there's some lot of neat stuff going on. What's your? Oh my goodness! You can have a credit score as low as 580 and get down payment assistance. So, and if you're a veteran, you don't have to have any credit score at all. Any other question?
So, although I did have a credit score, I'm a veteran. And
yes, he's a veteran. He had a credit score, but y'all, I tease and when I say this, but you can have an eviction. A lot of people think they've had an eviction, they can't buy a house. You can have a foreclosure, you can buy a house. You can have a repossession, you can buy a house. You can have collections. It's all about time. So if you're thinking you're not eligible or you're not able, reach out because you need to know what your journey consists of. And our other producer has her hand up.
Yep. What's up, fly girl?
I already bought a house. How many years is it in between before I'm a first-time home buyer again?
Okay, so the question was, if you've already bought a home, how many years before you're a first-time home buyer again? And the answer is, if you sold that home, there is 3 years before you're a first-time home buyer. But the good news is that you do not have to be a first-time home buyer to get down payment assistance. So a person can own a home, sell it, and use down payment assistance to buy another home.
See, we're speaking the facts. That's what this show is about, y'all.
That's right. That's right. Facts.
So, Gabe, really quick before we get into the music,
he's eating his chicken.
Gabe is Gabe is eating his chicken.
I'm sipping my wine.
Oh, by the way, our snack is we have relaxed Riesling again.
Oh my goodness!
And we have Stella Rosa Blueberry, which I got just for Gabe. So we have relaxed Riesling here, and which Charlie and I are drinking. Yes. And we also have Stella Rosa Blueberry, which
there we go.
Was one of Gabe's favorites.
Remember us.
So,
like if it just happens to go across their feed,
yeah,
they will say, "Look at these guys promoting
products that they can gladly pay us to promote."
Right.
Right.
But until then, we can pay to buy the item and talk about it.
That's right. And we are eating chicken, potato salad, and coleslaw from our neighborhood Albertsons.
Hey.
So we have to. Yeah, well, you're eating chicken.
So
I'm eating.
Dad is a vegetarian. He's been a vegetarian for how many years?
Well, since 1990. Since
1990, he has not partaken in meat.
That's
right. You still get your protein.
I still get my protein. That's right. So, Gabe is going. Before we talk about the music, Gabe, you are going on an internship.
Yes, I am.
And where is that? Where is it at?
So it's in DC at a company called Sound Exchange. They're a performing rights agency. So they advocate for artists and kind of support them getting the rights that they deserve in the music industry, whether that's songwriters, artists, producers, whatever. So I'm excited to be able to work with them. So I'm looking forward to that experience,
And what is your internship? What are you studying specifically?
Yeah, so I'll be working in the legal department. So I'll be pretty much working on real cases. Specifically, there's a case with SiriusXM. Sound Exchange is suing SiriusXM for $150 million for licensing rights. And so I'll be working directly on that case.
Oh, I listened to SiriusXM. They have failed to mention that.
Yeah. They're also $1 billion company, so they may not be too worried about it.
Yeah.
But Sound Exchange is doing everything in their power to get the money that artist deserves. And so I'm just really excited to be a part of that. So
well, good, and I'm happy.
Anything from the proceeds from the lawsuit if y'all do it?
No, I don't get nothing.
He gets the satisfaction of
I get a resume builder.
That's right.
Right. Okay,
so,
you have it. Yeah.
But Gabe is the reason that we have Gabe on the show as a guest for the topic music then and now, because Gabe and I have been talking a lot since we've had our show here on Fishbowl, and Gabe his knowledge about music is deep, in-depth knowledge. So I just kind of wanted the three of us to talk about the music experiences we've had and where we think music came from and where it's going.
Right.
Kim, really quick, where do you think that music has gone? Because I was singing an old song before we went on the air, and she told me to bring it forward at least to the 70s. So, since you have that much kind of knowledge, where what is your favorite era of music, Kim?
Probably 80s and 90s and rap and hip hop, but I like the other thing that you approached.
Oh,
Where
okay.
do you think music came from?
Well, okay, that's a good Gabe. What
Yeah.
about the roots of the music that we're listening to, and I guess we're the roots of the music that we're listening
So him
to.
to come in here and talk about music.
Where do you think it
Where he
has?
sets up.
Where do you think it has originated?
Honestly, I mean, every genre has a different origin. I think specifically if we're talking about like our black genres, like jazz, hip hop, R&B, a lot of that stuff was rooted in African culture. The foundations of hip hop specifically, I mean, a lot of that comes from Jamaican culture and dance hall. And I mean, the roots go further back than that. That's just kind of the easiest place for me to start is in some of those other genres. Like with hip hop, pulled a lot of influences from funk. It pulled a lot of influences from jazz. It pulled a lot from dance hall. So all of that mixed in together kind of created what we know today as hip hop.
Mhm.
And then if you go to R&B, it started long before
Yes.
long before any of that. So it's layers to it. But I think right, exactly.
Yeah.
a lot of R&B was rooted in gospel music. So
Yeah.
even like A&Rs, they used to go find artists in churches.
Mhm.
And so it's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot of layers to it. And so when you talk about an origin, it's not really easy to pinpoint one specific.
Where it came from.
Yeah.
And then I love that you said that they would go and look for artists in churches, because that is deep rooted. And I think music is all about feeling. Whoever is singing that song, can they make you feel the
Right.
words that are coming out? And so
Absolutely.
that's definitely what it's about.
Gabe and I were talking about that before we went on the air about being able to an artist being able to make you feel what the song is about, not just listening to the words.
Correct.
And specifically, we were discussing David Ruffin, and we were discussing Ouija. What is it? You remember what Ouija's real name is? I know his last name is Howard.
I don't. I really don't know his real name.
Ouija. He was the original lead singer of one of the original lead singers of the Dramatics. He's the one that sang In the Rain.
Yeah.
So, but we were discussing and David Ruffin in particular, how he was able to make you feel a song, you know, and it's interesting that there are a lot of artists, like we were discussing, right, Gabe, that aren't necessarily the best singers, but they can make you feel a song.
Right. That's true. Like I don't know why my brain went there. I was thinking about I went all the way to rap, y'all. Luke, do the round.
Yeah. It Uncle Luke.
Uncle Luke,
Yeah.
but that song was popular and it's
Wake Up
so
Power.
ew, but but everybody knows that song.
Yeah.
It's just
You know an Uncle Luke song when you hear it.
there you go.
You don't even have to question it. You don't have to question it at all.
So Wake Up Power was an
And then
Uncle Luke
who's
song.
our other
William Howard. Okay, I'm sorry.
Dad, do you know who Uncle Luke is?
No, I don't. I'm sitting up here totally like I don't know at all.
You
See,
don't know who Uncle Luke is.
but
man.
speaking, this is
Are
speaking
we
of facts.
allowed
Huh?
to play Uncle Luke?
I
Does
mean,
he get
yeah.
royalties?
I could, yeah.
Can we get a little
could.
snippet?
We
You
could.
know,
Let's
I
like,
think we can do 5 or 6 seconds, right?
yeah, we need a little
Without-
snippet
just-
of
just
who
don't
Uncle
go-
Luke is.
Yeah, that's
Because
Yeah, I'ma go with that
Dad
one, 'cause-
does not know who Uncle Luke is.
okay. So I'm gonna get
Woo!
a
Get your
6
mind
second.
right.
I'm gonna get a
Get
6-second education
Yeah, I
here
know. Get
because
your mind right. That right there. Yeah, those who are
So-
watching, do y'all know who Uncle Luke is?
yeah, somebody.
Do y'all
Well,
know-
and
oh, wait.
call.
We
Yeah.
need songs. Tell us songs that we need to be talking about. The number is 214
556
556
6239.
6239. Please call in 214 556 6239 and talk to us. We would love to have you on. Don't dial. What's the other number? 777-311.
Oh.
Yeah, don't dial that one. Please. 7, 9, 3, 11. I'm telling my dad's age. I know that song.
Yeah. Oh,
I,
she's telling.
I grew up on that one.
Wait. She's telling my age. She started off with the song.
Because you played the song all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Yes, I did.
my dad was the same way. My dad was the exact same way. Here we go.
That song was on
So
repeat.
this Uncle Luke.
You hear that song, right?
Definitely know this one.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said everything. He said shake it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he was, I wish I could say he was ahead of his time. Back then, that's what they cared about. Now, what they care about.
Yeah, well, and I guess that's an interesting thing to touch on. Because you're much more in touch with both of you and Gabe are much more in touch with today's music than I am. So lyrically, Gabe, where do you think today's music is going?
To hell.
I'm glad you are.
So, what's her call? What's
I
her
just
name?
gotta
The
be
little
honest,
young
man.
rap- What's her name? What's her name? Red.
Sexy Red.
Sexy Red. And so her song, what was it?
Which one?
The something brown.
Pound
Pink-
Town.
Pound Town. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Have you heard of Sexy Red, Dad?
I haven't heard of Sexy Red.
Do you know what Pound Town is?
I can imagine.
Yeah, just
No, that's how I got
mean,
here.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm sure we've all been there before.
That's right. Actually,
yeah.
the running joke in our family is that she was conceived to Barry White and Stevie Wonder. So
There
that's
you go.
crazy.
There we go. There we
yeah.
go.
So
There was this.
yeah.
That only he can tell the truth. But he's definitely played the song for me. That's the song you was conceived to.
That's right.
Has anybody had the pleasure of having your parents tell you the song?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember that day because we were young and we were over me and Chris Jenkins. I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but we had an apartment together. And right after, I think it was right after, because it was Barry White's first album, and then was Stevie Wonder, the Inner Visions album. And I think right after Stevie went off, there was a on the door, and it was Emmett. So it was like, the party's over.
Yeah, pretty much.
But so
and 9.5 months later, I arrived on September 23rd. That was on Christmas Day.
that's
It was on Christmas Day.
September 3rd, 23rd is Charlie Christmas. That's enough.
That's
Oh.
It was September.
Oh,
December.
Yeah. Well, it was a party month.
They celebrated the whole month.
That's right. So you said that the lyrics are going to. When do you think lyrics started heading to hell, Gabe? When do you think they got?
Honestly, like I'm speaking on a mainstream level because there are a lot of great writers out there still. There's some people who really take pride in it, but I just think on a mainstream level, the industry doesn't value writing the same way that they used to, because it's all about clicks and what works for the moment.
Right.
And so with that being said, I mean, I think the transition was prior to COVID. I want to say like, I'm gonna put a date on it. I'm gonna say around like 2016 or 17. That's when I started seeing the shift in viral content being the basis for how music is released.
No, it's not.
And so I think that's really the biggest transition to me is around that time.
Okay. And if I ask you, I'm going to ask both of you because I'm going to go to you, Charlie. Do you have a favorite artist or artists through the years? Maybe based on maybe the 80s or the 90s. You have a favorite artist in the 80s?
I do. Thank you for asking. Would you like to answer for me? My favorite artist that
Who sang what? Uh-oh.
or When Doves Cry.
Oh. Well, yeah.
Or Say My Name.
That was
Diamonds and Pearls.
That was
Does
your
anybody
girlfriend.
know who I'm talking about?
I think we do. I think we got it clear.
Yeah, I think we got
You
a
got a
clear
clue?
idea. I have
Who am I talking about?
of course you were talking about Prince.
Yeah.
or the artist formerly known as
Or
Prince,
the artist,
depending upon on
yeah.
your era of listening.
Yes, yeah. Raspberry Beret, you know, the
Yeah.
list goes on
Yeah.
and on and
Mhm.
on.
I actually sat down and watched Sign of the Times for the first time all the way through.
It
a
was
couple of
horrible
weeks ago.
acting.
Well, I
Trash.
mean, but it was more music than anything else.
Right.
Yeah, it was horrible acting, but
Yeah, it was
but the performances, it just reminded me how phenomenal Prince
He was, yeah.
Gabe, you have an artist that maybe by era like 80s or 90s or 70s even.
That's so hard.
Because your dad's a musician, so you probably have artists going back to
Yeah.
the 70s or maybe even 60s.
I definitely do. If I go back to the 60s, Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
If I go to the 70s, it's not a singular artist, but it's a group, Isley Brothers.
Okay, like that.
If I go to the 80s, I'm going Prince as well.
Yes.
I like 80s Prince the best.
80s
personally.
Prince, yeah. 1999 or you know, yeah.
All of that. If I go to the 90s, that's difficult.
That's 90s, yeah. You got
90s is hard.
SWV, you got, of course, I'm always gonna root for the girls,
Yeah,
Brownstone,
yeah,
Escape, yeah.
yeah. I think the 90s and 2000s is hard for me because like the tail end of the 90s I lived through. I was a child. That was kind of like my
TLC.
introduction, and then the 2000s I was like a young kid growing up. So like those two eras for me are gonna be difficult to pick one. But if I had to
Marvin
pick
Gaye. So Fifi said, what about Marvin Gaye?
Love
Yes,
Marvin
love
Gaye.
Marvin Gaye. Cannot hands down.
Yes.
Like that.
Love Marvin
yeah.
Gaye.
In the 70s,
Huh? Yeah. So
And I'm tripping.
let me tell you. Let me tell
Stevie.
y'all. Yeah. Let me tell you. So I heard somebody on the radio talking about Luther Vandross, and basically, I guess here recently, Madonna let it slip that Jodeci. Fifi said, "Yeah, look, help us out, Fifi."
Yeah, Jodeci for sure.
Yeah, Jodeci for sure.
It's my favorite.
Yeah,
R&B
definitely.
group.
Yeah, definitely Jodeci. But Madonna let it slip. She was doing a concert or something, and basically talking about artists that died from AIDS.
Uh-huh.
And so I guess it was a secret that Luther Vandross died from AIDS. I guess that his camp didn't want anyone to know. Right. So that they just said he died from health complications. So that was a little tea, a little drama. So they actually asked Madonna to remove Luther Vandross's name from her event she was doing because they still didn't want anyone to know. When did he pass away even, y'all?
2005.
Yeah.
2005?
Something
Okay.
like that. 4 or 5.
4 or 5, yeah. They didn't want anyone to know that. Not that it matters. I mean, he still was a great artist. And,
exactly.
and we still love his music,
Exactly.
Even if
Teddy
a lot of his
Pendergrass.
catalog was
I went back
covers.
to Teddy Pendergrass.
Well, and it's funny
he's
because
gone
you're
too.
talking about a lot of the artists that Gabe and I were talking about. We talked about TLC out in the lobby.
Yeah.
We talked about Teddy Pendergrass out in the lobby. Actually, we were talking about the bad contracts. TLC got one of the worst contracts in recording history that I can think of.
Them in New Edition.
Them in New Edition. Yeah. TLC was the most popular female group of all time. They probably, as far as record sales, they probably still are. And they were flat broke.
Right.
So we were, Gabe and I were talking about that.
Red
Red
Light Special.
Red Light Special. There you go.
Yeah.
Red Light Special. Escape. Escape. Yeah.
Oh man.
Total.
Yeah. Let me go back to
702 was cool.
Yeah.
702 was cool.
But they didn't have a lot. I mean, they had some songs, but
so Kim, who was your favorite out of a particular era?
First things first. Al Papa, Free Song.
Big.
Who?
B.I.G.
Biggie Smalls.
B.I.G. P.O. P.A.
Yes.
For the DEA, federal agents mad because I'm flagrant, tap myself and the phone in the basement.
So y'all didn't know y'all was gonna get a live rap performance today, did you?
On today, you're gonna get that.
Yeah,
You're getting that.
But
so then y'all, I feel like, when I listen to music in the car or wherever, I'm still going back. I mean, I'm like, I guess I'm dating myself. I turned the big 5-0 in September, but I still feel like I go back to the old music. The new stuff, it's a little bit different. It doesn't touch me like the older stuff. Like, it just doesn't. And probably, I'm in my mind, how much slanging can you do? You know,
Right, right.
how many $40 can you pay? You know, I mean, just I know
Yeah,
how much. Okay, and so like I'm straight up, you can buy an iced out chain off of Amazon for $12.99, and then if you get 20 inches, it's $14.99. You get 20. I mean, it goes up $2. So I mean, it's not like it used to be.
I was gonna
I
say,
mean,
this is
knockoffs,
obviously
yeah.
fake ice. This is-
But I'm gonna
It's
tell
fake
you the
ice.
reason why that is. The reason from an industry perspective, like the reason why
Kumo D.
the old school lasts longer is because talent was a requirement.
Yeah, yeah.
You couldn't
had
get
to,
signed
yeah.
without being good.
Yeah.
Today is different. If you have a following, if you have an audience,
That's true.
it doesn't matter what you
You'll
sound
do
like.
just fine.
It doesn't matter what your content is about. You can literally do whatever you want.
I remember when Biz Marquis song came out, and You Say She's Just a Friend.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he was, howling, "Oh baby, you got what I need." And Dad was just like, "Oh my God, like what is this?" He like turned that off. He did not want us to listen to that. You remember
Yeah.
that?
Yes, it was an insult to my. But I that was the musician in me. I did learn to actually laugh at that song.
Yeah, yeah.
because
I mean, it was from his core, from the root. Oh baby.
Yeah. He was in pain.
Yeah, yes, and
But we listened to it,
Yeah.
and it was a hit.
Mhm.
a big hit, his only hit that I know of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
Mhm.
But yeah, someone mentioned Marvin Gaye. If I had to,
Fifi did.
if I
My
had
girl.
to,
Hey girl.
if I had to pick a solo artist
Mhm.
from the 70s, it probably would be Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
He was Marvin Gaye was so instrumental in the music that
Yeah,
that
it was.
I grew up listening to, not just as a singer.
Mhm.
Marvin Gaye was a drummer. I don't know if you
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Y'all,
yeah.
The audience, did y'all know that Marvin Gaye was a drummer? Teach us something.
Yeah, Marvin Gaye was a drummer at Motown, and he but they heard him sing,
Mhm.
so he ended up coming out from behind the drums. Same thing with Teddy Pendergrass. He was a drummer. He was the Blue Notes drummer. He wasn't
Oh,
even
wow.
their singer.
Okay. I'm learning a little something. Learning a little something.
But Marvin Gaye, from the moment he stepped to the mic, was there's an artist out there today that's got a song. He sounds like Marvin, and who is that? I can't think of his name.
October London.
October London, yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
That song is so Marvin that it is almost like he went and asked him permission.
Do we have
No, he
six
did that
do we
on
have 6
purpose.
seconds
6 seconds.
of October London?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we are broke and do not pay royalties.
So we play
give-
6
We
seconds.
play 6 seconds to give y'all the gist of what it is what we talking about.
So-
yeah, let's-
So while
gonna-
Gabe was over London, Marvin Gaye and Al Green, I would think that.
So why you bring
It's October London, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you gotta
There's
set
no
the
word
vibe,
yet,
set
so
the
we
mood.
still straight.
Yeah,
When the words come on, that's when the 6 seconds count.
Right.
Hey Marquette, how you doing, honey? That's my workout, bud. Yeah, we been working it out. Yeah, we work out and we eat
And they
chocolate,
chocolate?
right?
So y'all hear how much he sounds like? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We don't want Facebook pulling us off the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, but for those of you who may not have heard him, you can see how much he sounds like Marvin. But well, you know, and I see I slipped up. I called out Marvin, but there's several solo artists from the 70s that are phenomenal for
And
me.
nobody knows the 70s better than you, right?
Well,
In this room, anyway.
absolutely.
That's
No.
a fact. That's a fact.
Facts.
But that's a fact. Yeah, you know. But
Would you
but,
like to
but
enlighten
Marvin Gaye,
us?
Al Green, and then Stevie and Donnie. I can't leave them. I was like, oh, how can I leave Stevie and Donnie out?
Because Stevie crossed so many boundaries, though.
He
Like
did.
he
Yeah,
came
yeah.
out in the 60s.
So what about Whitney?
Whitney is amazing.
No, she's not Whitney.
No,
I mean,
she's
she's
not
not
70s.
70s. I went way back. Sorry, y'all. I had went to. She was 90s.
She was 80s.
Well,
I was trying to get
well,
one for
but-
the ladies. We
well,
gotta have the ladies. Y'all give me some.
I
ladies,
am
give us some ladies
I have been
artists.
informed by our producer that I am being
Can't be
sexist.
sexist. Yeah.
So so-
it's women. Yeah, it's women.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we should have started off with that.
so
It is Women's History Month. We have to acknowledge the things that women do.
okay. So
Let's
Gabe,
do that.
I need you to pull me out a couple of women here because I'm in trouble.
Y'all, give us some women. Give us some women.
All right, it's
Ella
plenty of
Fitzgerald.
them.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
well, as far as
It's-
What about
singers
blues?
all
You
What
time.
about
talking
women?
about because you
What,
brought up the 70s, so are
blues?
we?
yeah.
Blues singers from the 70s. Auntie Kim, will you call Trey because he is dialing me?
So female singers from the 70s. Let's see, Denise Williams.
Denise Williams
Um,
for sure. Diana Ross.
It's in the 70s, yeah.
Diana Ross.
Diana
Yeah.
Ross.
The Emotions. I love the Emotions.
Oh yeah, the
Mhm.
emotions. Yeah.
Actually, the Emotions
He
from the
just
60s
called back
too.
again. Okay.
So who else from the 70s?
I'm missing a bunch of people. Was
LaBelle.
Millie Jackson 70s?
Donna Summers. Thank you.
Donna
Donna
Summer.
Summer.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you.
Donna Summer.
Diana Ross, Tina Turner. Like,
Tina
yeah,
Turner. Yeah.
exactly. How can we forget?
That's like
Tina-
the 80s though.
Yeah.
Well, 70s too.
Yeah.
Counts.
Well, in the 70s, I think she was still pulling.
was
her
still
Aretha
weight.
right.
Franklin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Aretha.
Well, I
for
was going to
sure.
say my two favorite female singers are Ella Fitzgerald and Aretha Franklin. My
Mhm.
two.
Yeah.
I
Cheryl
Ella-
Lynn. What
Yeah,
about
sure.
Patrice Rushen? Remember y'all,
Patrice
Patrice
Rushen,
Rushen?
yes.
Yeah, she was
Shaka
70s.
Khan, yes,
Absolutely.
yes, Shaka
Shaka
Khan.
Khan.
Shaka Khan. Well, Shaka was
Phoebe,
more
thank you.
80s. Rufus featuring Shaka
Rufus,
Khan
yeah.
was the 70s.
Yeah.
You know.
Howard
So-
Hewitt, was he in the 70s?
Yes. Well,
He was
no,
like-
80s.
Patty
80s.
LaBelle?
Patty was.
Patty was
She's kind of 70s.
well.
but
Patty and the
like-
Bluebells was 60s. LaBelle was 70s.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And
Yeah.
again, we have to go with Pops here because he knows.
Well, that's because I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. So
I know Anita was 80s. but-
Yeah,
so
Anita
let,
was
so I
80s.
have a question. So Dad, so like the young people now have kickbacks, right? And day
Uh-huh.
parties. So back
Mhm.
when y'all was listening to all these great artists that we're mentioning today, what was y'all doing while y'all was in talk? Were y'all having kickbacks? What was y'all having? What was y'all's parties called? What was y'all doing?
Well, they were just house parties when I was,
This
you know, they
the
were
straight
just-
house party.
You know, that was the blue light or the black light house parties. You know, that
Oh,
was
blue
you
light
know,
or black light? Did y'all
Yeah.
know that about the blue
Yeah.
light black? Okay, we got Mary Wells, Motown's first successful female
Yeah, she was.
solo artist in the 60s. Roberta
Yes,
Flack.
Roberta Flack.
Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
No blue eye, huh?
Well,
blue eye soul.
well,
We
well,
too close
well,
to Black History Month for that.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, I was
It
gonna.
was last week.
What's okay? Now look, I don't thought about I don't thought about Kenny
Kenny G.
Kenny G.
But I mean he was 80s, right?
Yeah.
He's more.
Michael McDonald.
Michael
Michael
Wow.
McDonald, yeah,
Yes.
Michael McDonald. He was with Patti
Yes.
LaBelle.
Yeah,
Yes.
And he had a
Yes.
very soulful voice.
he did.
Oh yeah.
And then what's that one song that they thought was black, but it was white guys singing?
Simply Red.
Was it Simply Red?
Yes.
Keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't forget.
Mhm.
Okay, we can forget 6 seconds.
Let me see.
We can't forget.
Okay. Now, as you're pulling up to 6 seconds, is somebody behind us today, Gabe? Because
Yes.
okay.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So y'all, we are having fun talking about music, and we could probably go on and on and on about music. But at the end of the day, probably the basis of what music does is number one, in my opinion, it heals. You
It
know,
does.
it allows, Yeah, it makes you feel good. You know, it motivates you. You can clean the house. I can tell you, I don't know how people. I see people who have their headphones on and read a book, and I'm like, are they? I cannot listen to music and read a book. Like I
No,
it's just
because
my
I'm focused on the
brain.
music. If
My
you-
brain does not allow that to happen.
No.
It just
Mhm.
cannot happen. You know,
Mhm.
if I'm listening to music, I'm active. I can't be sedentary. I just can't. What about you?
No, I can't do that. If I'm listening to music,
Yeah.
because music is in my soul, so I really can't divide myself up. Like, what about you, Gabe? Can you read and listen to music?
It depends. Like I can do instrumentals.
Oh, yeah.
Just like classical music, or jazz, or something that don't have no words.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
that.
And the words throw you off.
Yeah,
you
the
know,
words
throw
definitely
you off. You be like singing the song. What
Right.
did Trey want?
Some music is actually made on different frequencies to touch your soul.
Well, yes.
Mhm.
Oh wow! So so our producer said that certain music is made on different frequencies to touch your soul, and I believe that. You know?
Particularly music
like that song
in
that says,
movies
I,
and things.
yeah,
They
exactly.
know what
Yeah.
chords
Like
will
Yeah.
evoke certain emotions.
so, one song, no matter how I'm feeling, and I'm even guilty of putting it on, to make myself feel better. Is "I Feel Good."
Mhm.
James Brown,
Yes,
Yeah.
look at you.
like and you know. It is definitely is motivation, it's manifestation. It's all. I mean, that song just makes you feel good.
Gabe, you got a feel good song.
So many.
Wait,
I love Victoria Monet. I really do. I love Victoria Monet.
what song?
but
What song were you thinking? On my
Yeah.
hood. I
the
look
original,
like-
the Charlie
I
Boy
look
version
like-
or the Victoria Monet version? Okay, cool. But if I gotta pick one song, it's actually "I Love the Dough" by Biggie. Biggie
Right, yeah, you
featuring
love it, though.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. Good.
That's
So,
like-
Dad, what song you
Well,
put on to make you feel good?
I got a lot of feel good songs. However, since our producer mentioned Blue Eyed Soul, A Love of Your Own, Average White Band,
Okay,
Mm.
that's
You
a
know,
good song.
which because it's just like, and that's just like for all of us, we don't realize that we don't get love till we give love.
That's
Mhm.
right.
So
That's true.
so that's just a song for, that song will be true for all time. So and that's the Blue Eyed Soul. They were Average White Man was so soulful
So
that
soulful.
they didn't, they pulled the old "we ain't gonna put their picture on the
Mhm.
first album" trick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
y'all
Bee
gonna
Gees is
listen.
another one.
Y'all
The
gonna-
Bee Gees is another one.
Who's that?
The Bee Gees
Oh,
Oh,
the Bee Gees, yeah.
and Hall and
yeah.
Oates.
Yeah.
Hall and Oates, yeah, they were
Yeah.
good.
Or
And then what,
Tina Reid. They didn't
what,
put her picture on her
I
first
will
album
Yeah.
because they didn't want us to know.
John
John
B.
B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what
I-
happened to him?
I found out he was white like 7 years ago.
For
Honestly, I had no idea.
I know when I thought of John B.
John
was
B's
like-
got a new song
I thought he was
out.
just a light
He
skinned
does?
dude. Like he does. It's really good.
Yeah. I haven't heard his new song, so I'm gonna have to go pull it up. And I think about now he was a one-hit wonder, but Vanilla Ice,
Ice.
Yeah.
I went rap. I
Yeah.
don't know why I went
Yep.
there, but
She's
I mean,
going
if you're
rap.
going
on.
rap, you can go to the Beastie Boys.
yeah, Eminem, yeah, the Beastie Boys, yeah, So maybe that's gonna be our next one. We're gonna be talking about rap,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to do a rap segment.
Yeah.
So for the anybody in here got a favorite rock act?
Rock.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did the Eagles count?
No, okay.
Who?
The Eagles.
The Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
Eagles is
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
ZZ Top?
Yeah.
Let's see now. She went somewhere. ZZ Top. ZZ
Yeah,
Top actually
Yeah.
a phenomenal band.
Yeah.
And the Eagles are one of the best bands I've seen or heard ever.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
Eagles are phenomenal.
Yes.
Journey
yes,
is
yes.
up there for me too.
Yeah, the Eagles.
And I don't know why. I mean, I now probably because I came from Seattle. Y'all don't know. I moved to Seattle. I grew up a good portion of my childhood in Seattle, but I liked like the grunge style, like Kurt Cobain,
Mhm. Yeah.
Susan Sadesky,
Mhm.
those type artists, where it's more low key. It wasn't headbanger,
Yeah.
but you could understand what they say. For me personally, I have got to understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
just I just need to know the words.
I guess
can't
we
do
got to
it.
get out of the way for this next show coming in. We got started a little late, but we've had fun. We'll have to do a third segment on feature rap.
Absolutely.
And feature rap.
in feature rap and then okay, again, y'all, if you are self-employed, have a business, we would love to have you come on the show. The past couple of weeks we've been blessed. People have actually reached out to us. They've come on and shared their business, and we would love to have you guys on. All it takes is a phone call or a text or a DM. Let me
Yep.
see, did I leave anything out?
Oh no,
Okay.
they could just yell out the window.
Yeah, what does DM mean, Dad?
Is
you
it
know-
direct message or
There you go. Yeah.
or dinner
Look at
message
that.
or
I know.
Yeah.
don't move.
I know. He got it.
So
Yeah.
anyway, we got to get out of the way. Doesn't okay?
Well,
Well,
come here,
he-
saxophone.
yeah, well,
Saxophone man. Come here.
yeah, come on in.
Sexy Slim.
We're-
Come
we're
here,
actually-
come around.
This is the host for the next show behind us. But we're talking about music.
We talking
so-
about music, and he got
what-
his sax.
I heard so much about you. Honor and pleasure to meet you.
What's your name?
AD1, AD1, the
So,
second.
Sexy
So-
Slim.
Sexy
Show
Slim.
him your sax. Show him
Yeah.
your sax. We talking about music.
Yeah, give him a few
So
notes.
who was your? You want to give us some notes?
What's her name? Angel.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So who's your favorite artist before you give us a note or two? Because while you warm
My
up.
favorite saxophonist is David Sanborn.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's a good one.
Sanborn,
That's a
okay.
good one.
That's what
Okay.
I'm trying to be like anyway.
Okay.
A lot of people say Kenny G got a sweet sound. I like
Yeah.
a little more aggressive.
A little more aggressive sound. I
Mhm.
didn't rap.
raspy on it. So
So yeah, okay, I like it.
Can we get a few notes?
yeah.
Love
Hey,
it.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah,
You remember
yeah.
when we were out the first time I met you?
Yes, I do.
We were at where were we at?
We was at Blues Cenote.
Yeah.
Mm.
And somebody came by and gave me a whole bunch of balloons, put on my
Right.
slingshot. We had the lights, we had the music playing.
I saw that video probably about a month ago.
You did. It came across your time. Still came. Oh, well, that's good.
Still getting views.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Well, thank you, Sexy
Thank
Slim.
you so much.
Sexy Slim, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Some other time.
Yeah, come back and you have to come in
Yeah,
and be a
yeah.
guest on our show, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We had live music.
We
You
had-
know, we love this.
You know, so
Mhm.
anyway, we're gonna get out of his way so he can do his thing. But Gabe,
Yes, sir.
I think I asked you this, but if you had to pick one artist's favorite, really quick.
My favorite.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a current favorite because I'd give you all time Stevie Wonder.
Okay. As a singer, my favorite singer would be Stevie and Donnie, kind of running neck and neck.
Mhm.
Mhm.
As a band, it would be Earth, Wind, and Fire,
Yes.
and the Eagles, because the Eagles is.
Yeah, they were sick.
What about you?
I'm just going, y'all. Who do I let's say it for me, please?
Prince.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah,
Hey, that covers, the 90s, the early 2000s. I'm covered.
Yeah.
I'm partial. That's my guy.
Yeah.
But you can play bye 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 now. we is off the air to say. But so we'll be back next Tuesday. Oh Lord, I said Tuesday.
Yep.
Next
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. No.
Next winning Wednesday at 7 p.m. And we hope that y'all come in and join us. And if you want, hopefully you can come out and join us tomorrow from 6 to 8 p.m. We will be at Savannah's Winery in Cedar Hill. A great place to network and, meet some business-minded people who are making some things happen.
Yep.
Anything else?
Join
Sounds
us next
good.
week on the podcast.
Where we gonna have lots of fun.
So, Gabe, thanks a lot for hanging out with us, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Anytime.
it. And
Anytime.
for those of y'all out there, this is Speaking Facts with Charlie and JR. Be back next week. Same facts time, same facts channel.
That's right.
And until then, hit them up as we go out.
How am I hitting them up? What am
Oh.
I doing? I
caught
was
her
not
off
aware
guard.
of what I was hitting up. Bring your ass back next week. No, I'm kidding. What am I supposed to say?
Until next week, love yourself, because if you
Oh,
do,
that part.
it'll be
It'd be
easier
easier to love someone
somebody
else.
else.
Hey, there you have it.
And bring your ass back. We'll see y'all next week.
Speaking
Oh my
of
God,
Facts
that
with
was
Charlie and
so
JR,
funny.
broadcasting live each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. from Fishbowl Studios. Log on to hear us speaking the facts on current events, family, and finances. So be sure to log on each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. to catch Speaking the Facts with